Okay, so no messages in the beginning. Let's split these and see. Shuffle and split. Thank you, spiritual alignment. Great. That's some good energy, both gold. So maybe something to do with your sun or with Leo in your map. Let's see. Okay, 8 of Cups. So something was bumpy. I think the road was bumpy. If it still feels bumpy, it'll get there. You'll get through the mud. Thank you. I'm also seeing Taurus, so Leo and Taurus are what's going on here. What you have, what you want. You'll have what you want. Or what you're meant to have. Let's see. Renewal. Yes. Okay. So if you feel like you're missing something right now, or if it's felt like you've been missing something, again, I heard you'll get through the mud. Let's see. Yeah, okay, so right now, okay, so some not here yet. Okay, I guess this is let's talk to the people that need it the most. So it could feel right now lonely and in a way empty. Again, like, are we ever going to get through? Am I going to get through this? Are we going to get through this? It's a we. Can you see here? We. Are we going to get through this? Yes. Yes, you are. Throughout that journey, does it feel like, man, are we gonna? And it's like, you do. But then once you do, it's like there's another thing. And it's almost like, this is almost like, oh my God, I can't believe what I just went through. So this could just even be like, let's not take this so huge for a second. Let's take it small. This could be, I feel like there's a big thing going on in someone's life. Like a really big thing. Then they go through their day and that is rejuvenating for some way or another, that renews something. The next day starts and it's like, okay, got through that day. And then it's almost like when a person sits down, they cry. It's like they have to let it out. They have to let it, because in that moment of stress before, when they're like, we're gonna get through this, are we gonna be stuck here forever? Someone couldn't cry then. It's like they go into they couldn't cry in that moment. They had to go into like survival mode, because it was like crisis mode. It was like, oh, okay, I gotta deal with this. I can't, gotta be strong. But I don't even know if they think about it like that exactly. It's almost like it's like subconscious. Like, I have to be strong. But again, once you sit down, it gets better. Those of you who've already gotten out of the mud of this situation, be honor where you are. Those of you who haven't yet, you will. Let's see this 8 of Cups. Okay. 7 of Wands and the Moon. Yeah, it's like, are we going to make it through this? I don't know if we can make it through this. That's an emphasis of that confusion. Let's take this presently for a moment. There's something with your spouse or with your extended family, like something to do with your family. Your spouse would be your family too, right? Combining families. There's something in relation to your 6th and 8th house. Some of you, maybe you have your moon in the 8th or your moon in the 6th. These are both tricky points to yourself. It makes it where you don't realize how strong you are at all. A little bit of meditation every day, not to tell you what to do, but that just astrologically speaking, it's helpful to just meditate a little every day. especially at the end of the day, like what you went through in that day. I would even say you being here now, even if you're like, thank you, thank you, thank you, I feel pretty aligned right now, I'm feeling good right now. This could be something that's also coming towards you, so you're prepping. But regardless, even if it's fine, it's like, please give yourself a little bit of time to just be like we said, in a mundane way. Okay, you drive to work, you do this, you deal with other people, you blah, 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 blah. When you get home, it's kind of like, okay, what did I go through? Because that's going to help. The moon is the mind, remember, be more calm. I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. Sorry about that. Okay, so when I took a little break, I realized that this is definitely an emphasis of just day to day, right? Like every day, sitting down, let it out, because this could just be letting out stress, especially, being a woman. That's how we do it. We cry, right? It's okay. I heard it's okay to cry. Let's see the Tower in case, because I feel like these are things where, like, again, there's a bigger thing happening and then there's a small thing. Now, because we're talking about 6th house, 8th house, or that came up, we could be talking about the health of somebody in your family, the health of your spouse. This could also be how you're feeling about work in ways of your money. It could be stressing about money, like, things like that, your family, all that kind of stuff. So and of course, we have this spiritual alignment ended up being here. So remember, spiritual means mental and emotional. And so right now, it isn't aligned, but it can be aligned a little bit every day. Like, and if you leave it too long, what happens is then it gets way out of balance and it turns into this 9 of Swords. So it seems to be that the mind becomes stronger. Emotionally, I feel like a person's like, well, I'm used to kind of feeling like this. I've become accustomed to this. Again, this could have just been from upbringing, where it's like, okay, that's the way it is. But mentally, it's really hard on somebody. It could cause them depression. And again, because if you don't just let it out a little bit every day, Queen of Swords, we're saying the truth here. If you don't let it out a little every day, then again, that alignment becomes really disaligned. And I saw a tire like wobbling like this, like the wheel falls off. Let's see Tower. I want to know if this is, well, I guess, so this is Pluto energy too. Okay, 3 of Swords. So this is big. Hold on a second. All right, 8 of Wands. So I can't tell whether this is like, I can't wrap my head around whether this is presently or the past or the future. I used to be able to blend all those 3 together and not be worried about which one's which, but it seems to be lately that it's like, for some reason or another, the messages want to come through in a more specific way. Like, does this have to do with the past? Does this have to do with right now? Does this have to do with the future? Because, of course, it could have to do with all of those, right? Do we all have a hard day? Yeah. Have we had a hard day? Yes. Are some things fucking crazy? Yes, they have been. Yes, maybe they are for some of you, and I'm so sorry. Because, again, this may not even have to do with you. That's the thing that I think makes it tricky for a person, where they're like, well, I need to be strong for this person. If it's in that context, it's like someone doesn't give themselves enough. I mean, shoot, some of you could be like work in a hospital, like work in an emergency room, and you're like always dealing with trauma and people in car accidents and, shit like that. People coming in because they get burned because their house burned down. They get 3rd-degree burns all over their body. It's like, it's like crazy. If you work in a really difficult field as well, you got to make sure that you are giving yourself time to really release what you just were around, because to act strong all the time, which someone can't anymore, it's you're going to hurt yourself. You're also going to come to a point of being burnt out. So if any of you are feeling burnt out, we don't have, the only fire here thus far is the Seven of Wands in reverse. So it's like, I don't have the energy to do. All I can do is feel this, and how I feel is uncomfortable. Now, if you let it out, let's see, Nine of Cups. You feel a lot better. You know when you have that big old cry and you just feel so much better? Wheel of Fortune. Yes, it just changes. It changes everything. This is also the mother and the father. Again, back to family, I guess. Hold on a second. This is also healing a time when, like in olden times, or like generational lines I'm also seeing. So that's even another bigger, right? Here's every day. Your everyday stress, your everyday thing. Some days, I heard some days are thank you, thank you, thank you, I feel great. You don't got to stress too much, but maybe the reflection would be like, wow, I'm so grateful. It brings me, again, Nine of Cups and Nine of Swords would be like tears of joy. You know, it brings gratitude. Okay. But then there's like, you know, work, like outside of you. Then there's work, like you making sure everything's all set. And then you have your spouse and your family and your friends and that circle. Then you got bigger stuff that's going on with them that's out of your control that you can't do anything about. Then we have the world. Then we have even wider, way outside of the thing. You see the hands. It's like, okay, now we've gone completely outside of the frame, and we're talking about also other. I'm seeing like other lifetimes, like bloodline kinds of things. You know, so like I guess the point is there's a lot going on here. So maybe you want to go over those and see where you have stresses. And then give yourself some time to soften some of those edges, because you don't need to be showing up strong all the time. No, you don't. Someone's dying in your life. That's sad. You know, you're changing who you are. And this could even be in a positive way. Like say you're moving house. You know, you're moving to another country. You're usually with a wagon. Back in the day, it would be like you're going a long distance from one place to another, and that is a big uprooting, the Tower. Right? It's hard. This is, I'm feeling this like almost like it feels like immigration. You know, where it's just like, all right, I went from this one country. So part of why some of you have this undercurrent of stress in your body is because of your family line why they had to move, or like moving away from your homeland. That also is like a deeper, again, out of the frame situation. Okay. Sixth house is also pets. This could have been about a pet that you had that you don't have anymore. Some of you are still sad about that, or it still gets you. Totally natural. Especially if you have moon in the sixth house, you're going to be very sensitive to animals. Especially small animals. Because this is also happy sad, and it goes back and forth. I guess we're rolling back around where it's suggesting, regardless of what's going on in these concentric circles, small or big, what you are a part of, what you can control, what you can't control, and what's way out of the picture. Again, please give yourself a little bit of time every day just to sit down. Even, please, if you can, make it 10 minutes. If you can't sit still for 10 minutes, then you are an anxious person. That sounded scolding. I have a hard time with it too. I have Mercury conjunct Uranus. It's really difficult to quiet my mind. But you don't have to. Remember, meditate doesn't. Don't think that needs to be something so technical that like, oh, I'm doing it wrong. I don't know how to meditate. God, I can't sit here. It's like, well, maybe meditation for you is I'm seeing someone in child pose on the floor. You know, you put your knees on the floor, you put your feet on the floor, you put your hands on the floor, you put your head on the floor, and I heard you just cry. Maybe for some of you this is walking, but I really feel like just being still is part of the issue, because things, this and this is like, it's always moving. You know what I mean? It's always going. Again, going here, going there, doing this, doing that, da-da-da-da-da. It never, when it finally sits, it's like, I just see like tears coming out of somebody's eyes. So maybe you need to set a timer. Just set it, I mean, maybe you actually need to, I don't know, 2 of Cups. Because I can see that someone here does really, someone here understands you. They've been through what you're going through. They may even work the same way that you do, but either way they care about you and they want to help you. You know, maybe, all right, I see more and more stories, but I guess we went over it. Let's choose a closing card. Okay. We have disappointment. What are you disappointed with? Disappointed. That's an interesting word. Appoint. I want to break that down linguistically. What's that about? Loneliness. Because with this situation, the spiritual alignment, there's other... The Guardian. You hear, you're stronger than you think you are. You're way stronger than you think that you are. But I heard sometimes you're too strong in the wrong ways. And maybe some of you, especially when you're feeling lonely, especially when you're feeling like everything's the wrong timing, everything's being funky. Then again, whether this is big or small, maybe you want to call on your guardians. You know, your animal medicine, whatever you connect to there, your angels, however you define these kinds of things. You know, because when we're in the thick of it, we always call for God, right? Even atheists say, God help me. God, if you help me right now, I'll do anything, right? Even the unbelievers. So don't forget that you don't feel like you gotta wait till shit, because that's what it is there's an undercurrent here where someone waits till shit hits the fan. Or again, like stress becomes so big, you know, it's too big, and we really can't do anything like simple about it. But this, I guess we stated the simple thing to keep this again balanced, so just a little bit every day. Okay, I'll talk to you next time. Please take care. Peace.